morning again. Welcome to the 47th Llama Graze. I don't have the number in front of me. On the day of the launch of the ETH ETF, and also the day that Dianne Feinstein passed away. It was a huge day for crypto.
I mean, I'm just holding out for the catastrophe that usually happens every time we do this. There's still time.
Generally live during the call.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably that Mo came and Panda's not here. Like, that might be the catastrophe we have today.
My mom just texted me and said she had looked bad for a few years about Dianne.
A few decades.
I'd say a few years. I mean, pushing her around in a wheelchair and holding her hand up to vote.
Yeah, and I think we need to make an old folks home that looks just like Congress, and kind of just move them all in there, and then get a younger folks in the actual Congress who understand technology. So embarrassing at this point.
And we made all those geriatric jokes yesterday, like in chat. Too soon.
I don't know, I was tweeting about
old people
them in Margaritaville and pushing them in the ocean.
Fletcher's Memorial Home for Incurable Tyrants.
So that might be the catastrophe, is that the FBI is going to show up at my house on the call and take me down for that tweet.
Yeah, it was pretty right there on the edge. Like, she was in the bed on the ventilator when you were tweeting that. It's September 29th, 2023. I realized I haven't been doing any kind of intros on these. And I've also I don't have to do show notes anymore, obviously, but Panda wants me to do timestamps and breaks in the YouTube video, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to sectionalize these things out. So I'm Cogsy, Hawthorne's the other one talking from the Llamas, and we got KP today, we got Teddy. So far, Teddy doesn't have a working microphone, and our featured guest... Okay,
I got it working.
Thank God.
I got it working.
Because the other guys didn't show up, so it's all you, Teddy, and take it away, starting a 1 hour timer right now. I'm just kidding.
All right. Yeah, thanks. I was getting, I don't know if anybody else was getting this earlier today, but I had there's an issue with Cloudflare, and you weren't able to use Discord on your desktop. But that is just started to work for me, so I'm back.
Oh yeah, Cloudflare was jacked yesterday. I had Canva was down. I was working on some of these precious posters that I have to make for these guys, and then my son's homeschool thing was down too. So I had both. It was the end of the world. No Canva and no school. Did you want to share your screen, Teddy?
Yeah, sure. I can share my screen. Oh wait, no, I cannot share my screen. I think maybe you're gonna have to let me. Okay.
Yeah, I dropped off on mine. There goes our music.
All right, give me 1 sec. Let's see if this works.
There it is.
Okay, can you guys see?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let me just actually drop back here. So, okay. So I'm from Notional, and we are running a Notional v3 closed beta on Arbitrum, and we gave all the llamas passes. So if any llama here is interested in checking out the v3 beta and participating in this yield contest, you are welcome to. So what we're doing is we're holding a yield contest where we are offering 30,000 note and 3 NFT prizes. Let me see where I can find the NFT prizes. I go back to the homepage. I should find him here. And then what I was thinking I could do is like walk you guys through the contest and like the state of like who's leading and how. Okay.
Killer.
Yeah. So here are the prizes, right? So we got the high roller here. Look at all his chips. You know, he's a risk taker. So this prize.
I got a suit on. Oh, they all have suits. Fuck.
Yeah. So we tried to do like a motif. I don't. You know, it kind of evolved into this like we were thinking like originally it was like Chad Pepe, like fat and happy Pepe, and then sad Pepe. It's kind of like that was kind of like what we started with, and then it kind of just evolved into this, right? So the high roller is like the top prize, and you get this if you use one of Notional's leverage strategies. So if you like try and earn the most APY while using leverage, you're competing for this high roller prize. And then the fat cat prize is like earning the highest APY without using leverage, right? So on Notional, when you want to earn yield, you kind of have like, you have a lot of options, but like there's kind of two categories. There's a leveraged yield and there's unleveraged yield. So these two categories, and then we just had this guy, this little sad sack, who's a kind of consolation prize. So you know, this is for if you really, really tried to earn the high roller prize, but you just couldn't, you know, like you just didn't do well enough, and maybe you got liquidated. And this guy's for you. Yeah. So okay. So then let me take you to the leaderboard.
I really liked that it wasn't gated on numbers for the one for the best yield. Like it was a guy with $100 or whatever. You could go in there and like work out a badass strat and get it and win that prize and not have to be a whale to do it, right?
Yeah. So we tried to like make it not so it's just like we're giving, you know, a prize to just whoever has the most money, because we thought that's like just not what we wanted to do. So you say like it's $100. Actually, like the top guy has about $3 in Notional, right? Which so this was like I don't know. Maybe
beautiful.
next time we're yeah. It's like it's pretty low. We had to like actually enforce a $1 minimum because otherwise, like
welcome to the bear market. This is Teddy from Notional, and we have $14 assets under management.
Yeah. No, it's just because
300 wallets.
Yeah. Under $1, like they're starting to get like issues with like rounding errors, and so that was just yeah. So you know we had to place the floor somewhere. Okay, so here's the high roller leaderboard, right? And like you can see, this guy just has like a ridiculous APY, 249,000%, and that reflects the fact that he's like earned like significant P&L in a very short amount of time, right? Like that's why this APY is so large. It's because like he's made money in a very short amount of time, right? And so you'd expect like as like kind of time goes on, this APY is going to come down. But even like the second guy, you know, has like a very high APY, right? And I'll kind of walk through how this happened. But just before that, like, you know, we have the fat cat here, and this guy without leverage, no leverage, is earning like 111%, right? And it's for the same reason, right? It's like he's made, you know, some small amount of money, but he's made it in a very short amount of time, and that's why he has this number, which again, you know, you'd expect to come down a little bit. Okay, so yeah, so maybe I could just like show you guys the top high roller account, and so let me launch app.
Is there a way to look at his strategies in the app, or do we need to look at just his address on like ETH scanner?
No, so I'm gonna do it right now. So this is like yeah. So if you go like so you can do this yourself, right? So you can copy any one of these addresses, just click it and it'll and you'll copy it. And then you can go to the app and you press the little gear up here, reset your wallet, and then view site as other account. Right? And I'm just going to paste it in. And view account. Okay, and I got to launch app again. Okay. So this guy has like a tiny amount of ETH. He's got like, $3, as we said. And as you can see, he's massively leveraged. So he's borrowed $136 and he has $140 of assets. So he's like massively leveraged. Let's like look at exactly what happened.
He knows about the ETF, I guess.
He took out 136x leverage right before the ETH launch, the ETF launch.
Yeah, right. Well, no, actually, I mean, kind of, yes. So he's like, what he's done actually is like, so he's borrowed, so the prime ETH debt, this is variable rate debt. So he's borrowed a lot of ETH at a variable rate, and then he lent it at a fixed rate to this maturity, December 18th. Now, where he made money here is like, so when you lend at a fixed rate, what you're actually doing is buying this token called FETH. It's kind of like a zero coupon bond. So he went massively long this token, and this token like ticked up in price. So he bought it at 0.993, and it is now 0.994. So he like went massively levered long, and he like caught an uptick in the price. And because of that, he's made 18.9 cents on his on his FETH, and he's paid 4.2 cents on his debt, right? And so net he's like he's actually made money. So that's something basically he's like, this guy's gone super long and he's been right, good for him. So that's kind of like how I guess you'd expect the high roller to win, is like, you got to take a massive leverage bet and be right.
This is the first time that I've been able to like look inside of these. Like, I mean, I saw the leaderboard on the tweet that you sent, and then, but I haven't been able to see these positions. This is like, you're almost like you can write your own options. Like if he's kind of selling calls against interest rates.
Yeah, that's basically it. So it's like he's betting on interest rate movements, like of Notional's fixed rates, right? So it's kind of like, so this number here, this 3.17%. So he lent 3.17% fixed. Like he got this fixed rate, and now the fixed rate went down to 2.64%. So he like made money here, because like he lent fixed when the interest rate was higher, and then the interest rate went lower, and that's why his like his FETH token went up in price. So like that's what's going on here. It's like it's complicated, and it's definitely like it's, you got to like learn about bonds and stuff like that. But
how fun is it to watch this though? It's like, it's entertainment to just like, and it's instructional and educational to go in and like look at what these guys are doing and see how, and figure out what. I mean, I would never think of that trade.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what we're trying to do with this contest. Is just like try to bring attention to like how Notional works basically, and like how you can use it to make money and just like help people learn about it. So that's we're trying to do this, and I think it's like I'd just say it's like there's a lot, like Notional is like a complex thing, so like we definitely, some of the feedback we've had is like it's complicated, and we're trying to simplify like the transaction pages, but like the idea is that like if you take the time to dig into how it works, there's real opportunity for you.
Hey, what about that? Did you put in an application for that grant, that Arbi grant?
Yes, I did. Yeah. So actually, I got that open over here.
I I'm sure
Yeah,
there's 100 people that put in for it, right?
Yes. But like, so Notional, we put in a grant, and we're asking for 500K ARB, and it's actually like the timing works out really well for us because we're launching we launched this closed beta this week, and then we're kind of gearing up to go fully live on Arbitrum next month, and so we would use this 500K ARB to incentivize liquidity providers on Notional for our full public launch and like help bootstrap the initial liquidity of the protocol. So like again, the timing works out really well. So if you're interested in Notional and you want to help us succeed and get the opportunity to earn some ARB while providing liquidity to Notional, I would love to have you guys have your support for the grant proposal.
Good timing. And the fact that you already have like an MVP or a beta open and running and it's functional is a perfect way to be able to pitch it. Also, I wanted to remind anybody on the call or anybody who's listening to the recording that if you have a llama, you have 2 of the beta passes already in your wallet on Arbi, and you can send one to a friend if you want to invite someone to the beta, and you now have a key. All llamas have a key to be able to play in the V3 or in the beta.
Yes, sir.
Hey Teddy, I'm just curious. Could you talk me through, this top address? They took a huge risk and they were right. Would you be able to talk us through what happens if you're wrong? How do liquidations on a Notional work?
Right. Okay. So let me take you to the screen where he would have transacted. So what he did is called leverage lending. Okay. So he did leverage lending ETH. All right. So I'm just going to put in a very small deposit amount. Okay. So this one is this is a tough screen. We've gotten a lot of feedback on ways we can potentially improve this. But what's happening here is you're doing the trade that he was doing, right? So this screen allows you to borrow at a variable rate and lend at a fixed rate, or vice versa. You can press this little toggle to switch. So you could borrow at a fixed rate and lend at a variable rate, or you can borrow at a variable rate and lend at a fixed rate, right? And so let's say you're borrowing at a variable rate and lending at a fixed rate, which right now is a negative APY because the variable rate borrow is higher than the fixed lend rate, okay? But this is what he did. Okay, so he borrowed at a variable rate and he lent at a fixed rate. And what happened when he did that? So he had some leverage, right? So maybe let's say 20x leverage, okay? And when you do that, what you're doing is you are going long FETH. So you're borrowing variable and you're buying FETH. That's what happens when you lend fixed, right? So what we show you here is this is the FETH ETH price historically, and we can show you how it's moved, and basically it hasn't moved barely at all. So it has moved from 0.978 to 0.979, and so when you go levered long FETH, you have liquidation risk if FETH goes down. And the reason FETH might go down is if interest rates go up, because the FETH price and the interest rates are inversely correlated. So if anybody has done any sort of stuff with bonds, you've heard that before, where people say bond prices move inversely to bond yields. The same is true of these FETH tokens, right? So right now with 20x leverage, I have a little bit of space before I get liquidated. But let's say I upped it to 45x, right? Now I can't even do this trade because like I would get liquidated immediately, right? So like let me say like 37.5, right? So if I went in at 37.5x leverage, like I have a very small amount of breathing room before I would get liquidated. So if FETH, let's see, then we have this thing, right? And this is telling you your profit and loss as the interest rate moves, right? So you're getting liquidated at 97.5 cents. And like, where does that happen? That happens like right here, right? So if interest rates move to 5.5%, the FETH price is going to move to 97.4%, and you are going to get liquidated. So you can sort of think about your liquidation either in terms of the price or in terms of the interest rate, right? So it's like, and I would just say that this like UI is like a work in progress, and we're not sure how people like want to see this information. So we're kind of like putting a lot there, and with the intention of sort of whittling down as we kind of get user feedback, which we already have.
Also,
But
that
yeah,
you're like letting everybody see everything and then be able to figure out what you like. The interest rates are you're talking about the borrowing for the FETH token or the borrowing for ETH itself?
For the FETH. So this interest rate, this 5.5%, it's like this interest rate. Right now, this interest rate is 4.1%. And what this means is that if this 4.1% fixed rate, if that went to 5.5%, you would have some negative profit and you'd get liquidated.
Okay, and that's a interest rate that's set by the other beta players that are on Notional?
Yeah, so that's like Notional's fixed rates, right? And that moves when people like lend and borrow fixed, right? So like let's say that this is Notional's ETH fixed rate till March 17, 2024. And anytime I borrow ETH fixed, right? Like I want to borrow 0.1 ETH, right? And this is telling me that I can't do this because like I don't have enough collateral in my account. But anytime I borrow ETH fixed, I move the interest rate higher, right? So like those fixed rates move like in terms of supply and demand of lending and borrowing at fixed rates, right? Yeah.
So, as a protocol, are you guys trying to attract really a long-term players with this, or are you trying to just allow the really short-term, like two weeks of the crypto, like a year kind of people?
Yeah, so I think what we are like, I would say that we are skewing more towards like shorter terms. So like, I think what we've seen is just there's a lot more interest to do things on a shorter time horizon. So I think like we are definitely kind of moving towards that. I would say, yeah, and I think it's a nice idea to like increase these maturities and let you fix your rate for longer amounts of time. But what we've seen so far is that like people just don't actually want to do that. Like there just isn't that much demand to lock in a fixed rate for long periods of time. Or like that's what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I think that makes a perfect sense. Yeah, just I just have to say too, I love your little Notional N animation you have. It kind of reminds me of a Fruit Ninja in a really good way. How it gets like cut in half.
Yeah.
Fruit Ninja N. I can't believe how complicated this can get. Like you could really like put out some insane strats with this.
Yeah, I mean it gets complicated. That's like that's not like it's not something we're super I mean it's something we have to handle, it's not like complicated for complicated sake is not good. So I think what we're kind of focused on is like, all right, Notional is a really powerful protocol, but like the number of people that can, that want to take the time to sort of dig in and do all these complicated stuff, is not that high, right? So like if you're one of those people, like there's opportunity for you, and we'd love to like walk you through stuff and like obviously love to have you use Notional, but I think that's something we're focused on is like, okay, like so we have these like super advanced tools, but like what can we do to just like give people an easy default option that they can just use and like get some of the benefits without having to do all the work.
Like, do you do a simple login or a simple front end and then a power user toggle that gives people like less tools? Like, I mean, what's the first thing that people are going to want to do is come borrow ETH, right? Isn't that going to be like the main draw? I would think.
Well, so all right. So if I go over to like this earn yield thing, right? So like definitely the people come in here primarily to make money, right? To earn yield. And so we have these, like this ETH variable length. We think that this is pretty simple. And so like this is like a simple option. But I think like sort of like what, when you come in and you see these options, right? Like your kind of eye is drawn to like the really big APYs, right? And so like this leveraged liquidity has been like a really popular strategy so far, just because the APYs are so high, right? Which I mean totally makes sense. And so like kind of something we're thinking of, like what you're saying with like a simple and advanced, is just like, okay, like this page, it's pretty complicated, and people can figure it out if you really want to. But it's also like we could do a better job of like not forcing people to do all this work, like, and just giving people a simple default who, people that come in and they just see the APY and they're like, I want that. Like, just let me get that, and like, so we're sort of thinking about like, what, like, can we just give people like a default such that they don't have to choose all these different things and like think about all the differences? So that's kind of like what we're working on now.
You've seen a lot of demand then for people to come in and just want to stake and just collect the APY.
Yes. Yeah.
Would you ever like productize it to where like a specific strategy is going to like a launch for a couple months, and if I wanted to participate in that, I could lock and just let it go?
So what do you mean by that? Yeah, I'm not sure I totally understand.
Oh, just like almost as if it's like a vault or whatever that I could like participate in and have like a strategist kind of like create the terms.
Yes. That is kind of like along the lines we are thinking, where it's like what we've built now is the advanced version that gives you all the control, and like you can set all the things like however you want to set them. But like what we want to do is like exactly what you said, right? Which is give somebody an option to just like put their money in and not have to do all this thinking, and like do all this like, engage with the product on such a deep level. We are actively working on that. Yeah.
Cool.
It's very exciting, and it looks amazing, and it works. Like I'm gonna go play with it. I still haven't even started yet. Don't kill me, Teddy. But
no worries.
I'm gonna find somebody to give my other token. Did you drop multiple beta keys to wallets that had more than one llama?
No, we didn't. So it's
Okay.
just it was a binary, like, does this wallet have a llama or not? Yeah.
So I gotta recruit one person. Kind of sounds a little Ponzi-ish. Recruit one person, give them a beta key, get them to come in, and then borrow ETH that I offer to stake for them. So I'm trying to like farm my own liquidity.
My god! The manipulation.
Friends are not. I would never do that to a friend.
At least Cogsy's pyramid is only two blocks, so she only has two passes.
It's a very small pyramid.
That's
well,
cool.
this is awesome, Teddy. So, as a as a as a llamas, the two ways we could help the most is support in Arbitrum and also try it out and try to win the NFTs and the prizes.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, I to be honest,
Awesome.
like I think, yeah, you guys have been super helpful already, and I'm really grateful. And yeah, I got my fingers crossed that Alama's going to take home the prize. So
Me
good
too.
luck,
Me too.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious too. What made you guys choose Arbitrum?
I think it like so. There's a couple things. I've actually put out a blog post about this. Like, I think is like is a combination of factors. So one is that one is just like they have the biggest TVL. The second is like I think that they're the furthest, like, or they've made the most progress on product. So like the Arbitrum roll up, I think just like as a product is the furthest along. Like if you look on the L2 Beat or the Layer 2 Beat website, like they have the little pizza, right? The Risk pizza, and like Arbitrum is the furthest along of all the roll ups on kind of their journey. And then the last thing is like, just kind of the like community and values. We felt that like Arbitrum was really focused on product and like just not focused on like marketing and appearance, and like that's like really important for us. And I think it like reflects itself in the community too. It's like really focused on DeFi and willing to kind of try new products. So it's like I think it was just a fit in like a lot of different aspects. But like definitely like the DeFi focused community is like a big part of that. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, that sounds like the perfect community, and yeah, I do think there's a lot of the like more OG DeFi types are attracted to it. So I think there's kind of that culture there.
Yeah.
How long do we have on the competition? Is it a month?
Yeah, so I think there's like 25 days left. Yeah.
I can take that $3 guy. I can do this.
Well, actually, I was. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, like, how is participation, and if it's if it's a lot, would you guys repeat this contest down the road?
Yeah, I think I definitely would repeat this. So I think like we've gotten we have like a feedback form, and we ask people why they're using Notional V3 beta, and a lot of them are coming for the contest. And I think it's like it's people obviously want to like win the prize and stuff, but it's also just like it's like fun to compete in, and I think that's really like helping to motivate people. So we definitely do it again, and like something we'd think about is like maybe we do like a special llama track, like where like only llamas can compete for one of the prizes.
That's great.
Yeah, something like that. And actually, the last thing I was going to say is like I was looking at the leaderboard today, and I think there's already been a little bit of manipulation. So like so I like you could take this as good or bad. You could say that this is bad, but also that hey, I mean, if they can manipulate it, you can manipulate it too. So I think this guy, this CB, like this address is in cahoots with this address, because I think what happened. Yeah. So I think what happened is that, well, I'm sure it's the same guy, but like this guy put on the levered like strategy on FETH, and then he used another address to push the price of FETH up so that this position would like mark up massively. So like definitely some shady behavior going on, but at the same time, there's no rule against it.
Yeah, totally. Like if how to make it, you should be able to do it.
Yeah, you gotta out manipulate this guy. You had one question in chat, Teddy. Why US blocked leverage regulations question from Generate?
Yeah. So basically, like, all right. Out of curiosity, why is US blocked for leverage? Yes, definitely. It's like the CFTC. So like the leverage products we offer are, I mean, obviously leverage products. So we're doing it to stay safe from like regulatory investigations from like the SEC and CFTC. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen, but like this latest thing with where the CFTC went after 0x and open, like it's something where it feels very close to home, and that like it could totally happen to Notional. And we just think about it in terms of like, look, if that did happen, like, Notional does not have the kind of like financial bankroll to successfully defend ourselves and like continue operating as a business. So it's sort of like if that did happen, like, oh no.
Oh God, what happened to the front end?
Yeah, I'll have to yell at the devs about that one. Nah. But I was just gonna say, like, it would be like an existential risk for us. Like if we got investigated, we'd have to pay these lawyers, and we're a very small team, and like we just can't. I don't think we'd be able to do that and like continue operating and executing like we wanted to. So for now, it's something we're doing to just make sure that like we can survive and keep building this product. And it's obviously not ideal. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm based in the US and I can't use these products, which is like really stupid, because we're the ones building them. But you got to do what you got to do.
All right, man.
Yeah, and
Unbelievable stuff.
just to your point too, it kind of like this might be my like tinfoil cap on, but it seems like a lot of these cases are trying to get precedent against these smaller protocols who don't have the like backing of like Coinbase or whatever. They seem to be trying to like target the small guys to get precedent to control the big guys, but that's just my like tinfoil cap. So as much as I try to use a VPN to try it out, I wasn't able to either because you guys have your you're watching out. But yeah, hopefully we can get the regulations to change and allow for everyone to get to use these really powerful tools.
Yeah, definitely. And sorry about that. And we'll try and do. Like we've been looking into like decentralized front ends, and like we kind of like with a lot more urgency now. So hopefully we can figure something out there, and people would still be able to use it. Although I'm sure it would be more of a hassle regardless.
Yeah, you might just need to change your PF key to a llama and go anon.
Just revert back to being anonymous. Just change your name to TW. Nobody will ever catch on.
Yeah. T-Dog.
What up, T-Dog in the house? Leverage that shit up.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you, Teddy. Awesome updates, and then the call was good on your call last week. I'm glad that I just had to jump on because that was like a pretty different one than this one. Like it was much more intro to Notional. Did you put up a recording for that one?
Unfortunately, I didn't. That is my bad. Poor execution on the Discord call.
I should have recorded it, but I didn't have my stupid burner laptop like turned on for you guys' Discord.
I was just gonna say, like, really, like, I was really impressed with the production value of this call, man. Like, you guys had the intro music and like the banner. It was really nice.
Hey, a positive feedback from you. You know how rare that is? Thank you, Teddy.
No problem.
I think that one's going straight to your head, Cogsy.
Yeah. Don't get a big head or anything. You got to.
I know, right?
It's always your first
gets
song.
higher. My head grows.
I appreciate the time, Teddy, and we're excited to watch you guys launch next month.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
And everyone, if you could go support in the Arbitrum forums and try it out. So it's a
for
pretty
sure.
awesome competition.
Vote for that deal, and then or support them in the forums. Like go spam the forums for the grant, and then we'll get the if anybody needs a beta pass, let me know. I think everybody on the call right now has a llama. Except for
I have a 2 extra on my multi sig address. So if you need one, just ping me.
Thanks, Teddy.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
We're gonna roll to KP now, and I prefer I need excellent execution here from this. I need it to be a fully functioning front end. Did you see how he had sliders and stuff, KP, on the Teddy does on the Notional site? How everything works and there's no errors or anything?
I'm pretty sure they broke the site on purpose just so it wouldn't make me look bad. Yeah, they should stop going after these guys. I mean, after
this is really rough for you.
It always looks really bad. My demos usually don't look great.
I throw you in after these like amazing calls, and they have like the coolest user experiences. They are really good at talking to people, and then I'm like, and here's KP. Okay, everybody get ready.
It doesn't help as well. I'm like pinging him, being like, hey, this new protocol launched 12 hours ago. Could you add X ETH to your product? You have like 4 hours till the call.
Definitely would like to check out Notional and see if we could integrate at all. But right now we're just on mainnet, but I have been aware of Notional for a while and major respect. But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly demo this so everyone doesn't. I mean, just so we don't keep everyone on the call for too long. But
okay, so for people who don't have a video, like my voice recording one, we're gonna change over to J.Page now from Notional. It is the J.Page or JPEG version of J.Date. So if you want to connect PFPs, it's you meet through your PFPs, and then you connect, and then you get you can text each other, and then you have swipe right and swipe left. But swipe left is bad, and swipe right is good. So we reversed it. I also have KP is gonna demo a live in production. I need to be recording this.
It's not production, but yeah, it's at least live.
It's not production.
Yeah, and I did. So I was going to share more information today, but I think we're just going to keep it to the just this bit because it's the most entertaining, and I'll add the rest of the J.Page update to our monthly summary. So
that's tomorrow, right?
It's in two days, but I'll just add at that time because.
All right. So without further ado, what is this thing that you're going to roll out for us?
Okay. So we were actually gonna have a demo, like an actual trading tournament demo where. So I was inspired by Frentech, how they were able to bring people together and get them to rally around the shared cause, and we've been working on working with Curve USD leverage and swapping of tokens. And something that I've been working on lately is tokenized leveraged positions using Curve USD. So you mint or you have this vault, with these methods that only a token holder could call, and that token essentially gives you full control over someone's loan, their Curve USD loan. But so that was already done. Got kind of bored of it and was like, okay, well, what other cool things can we build with this vault? And after seeing Frentech, ran this by the guys on Monday and came out with this thing called, so basically crowd-funded leveraged trades. So you could launch these vaults. It sounds a little bit cooler than it is, I think. Than it is where it is right now. I mean, but the idea is that so you can launch these vaults, and you could specify the price for your vault keys. and people could buy your keys, and the funds from purchasing your keys could be used to open leverage positions for your vault, and the trader would be able to earn. So basically, what you're doing is you're funding someone to take on leverage trades, and they'd only be able to earn from the profits of those trades. So they wouldn't be able to just cash out the vault. Only the key holders would be able to actually withdraw the funds. So I'm gonna quickly just share my demo. Set your expectations, because after Teddy's. Okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, the UI is going to be much better. So I realize that our biggest bottleneck isn't like ideas and smart contracts and things like that. It's definitely the front end. So we can build all the applications we want, but if they look like terrible, probably not going to see much usage. So after the router is fully finished, going to go refocus on building our front end Legos, so it'd just be easier to build front ends. But okay, so what you're seeing here is a vault. So this is a vault that I deployed with the J.Page deployer account, and each key price is 0.1 ETH. So for each key that someone buys, the vault has 0.1 ETH in collateral that could use to open the position. So right now it doesn't have a position open, which is why you see 0 collateral, etc. And this account already has 3 keys. So let's just open a position here. And it's 8x leverage, by the way. It's just one click. So kind of to what Teddy said earlier about simplicity being like a worthy goal, for a lot of reasons. We're trying to achieve something similar by just making it as simple as you literally click this button and you're going to have 8x leverage. So this actually is additional leverage on top of the existing collateral. So it uses the entire collateral balance. So in total, it'll open a position of like 0.2 wrapped staked ETH. So let's open the position here. All right. Actually, let's buy a key first. So you can only buy keys when there isn't a position open, and that's just for the sake of making it easier to handle accounting. So, because one of the challenges for this is like, well, how do you take profit as a key buyer, or how do you, reduce the potential of foul play? So, we're making it as simple as possible by just making everything like, okay, you can only do certain actions when there's no position, and then you can only take certain actions when there's a position open.
Yeah, before you buy a key, is this vault representing one trader?
Yes. So each vault has its own is owned by a single trader. Also, I'm not properly handling the events yet, so I had to refresh. But here you can see there's 4 keys, and the collateral balance increased to 0.337 wrapped staked ETH. So it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. So there's for 1 ETH you could get 0.88 ETH or wrapped staked ETH or something. Anyway, so 4 keys.
Just a quick question about keys. Are these keys on a bonding curve? How it is for FT?
So they're actually fixed price, and what's funny is so this is just one vault. I also decided to quickly whip together like a FriendTech shares trading vault, so you could fund other people to trade FriendTech shares, and it uses the same price curve as FriendTech actually, and so that vault you're able to buy keys, and the price increases in the same fashion as however they do it. But for this leverage trading vault, is just a fixed price. So it's 0.01. Okay, but yeah, would love to maybe demo that eventually too. But next week is when we'll hopefully be doing our first trading competition, and it's Hoth versus Irate. And I think like every week we're gonna just Okay, so as you can see here, the gas price is like more than the actual collateral, but this is probably something that could be potentially really useful for people with a little bit more ETH. So okay, so it just opened. All right, I need to actually refresh again. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so as you can see, so this is the So you saw that the collateral balance is zeroed out, and that's because we're actually displaying it here. Yeah, there's a lot to be desired, and there's a lot of room for improvement. But so this is the actual position collateral, or your actual collateral that the vault owns itself. And the position size is the amount of additional collateral that it bought using the borrowed Curve USD. So as you can see here, the average purchase price is 1900 and 1909, and the current price, which is fetched from Curve's from the Llama AMM itself, is 1907. So right now we're at a loss. But yeah, so my idea for this call was to have Hoth and Irate go against each other. But yeah, we're gonna have to do it next week because I'm still working on making like a decent front end. But yeah, also as you can see, you can't really sell keys right now, and the reason is because there's an open position. If you were to sell a key, you wouldn't get anything, right? Because there are no funds in the vault. So it's sort of like I took a all or nothing sort of approach for how the funds are managed, just to prevent keep the surface area and the potential margin of error as low as possible. But yeah, at a loss. Assuming this is a profit, let's just say somehow Mitch were to pump the price to like 2,000 Rapstate ETH, and I were to sell the position, what would happen is the difference between my average purchase price and the current price, the profit would be split 50% with the trader, and then the rest would go back into the vault, and from there, key holders could sell their keys and withdraw the value.
Okay, so could the trader camp out on a position?
What do you mean by that?
Like, could the trader stand on a position and not exit or not close the position to keep the key holders from being able to exit?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So yeah, they can, and there are a lot of improvements that can be made here. For example, that what I said about selling keys, there's a 15-minute cooldown, so the trader can't just immediately reopen a position and prevent people from burning the keys.
The open and close position buttons down at the bottom are only viewable by the trader or actionable. So me as like a person that wants to like go put some money behind a trader, all I'm going to care about is buying and selling keys, and then seeing what my position is.
Yeah, and you can only buy and sell keys when there isn't a position open. And later on there. Yeah, I mean, this truly is an MVP. Like I hallucinated this front end together just to test out that recent starter kit that someone published on Twitter.
I love it. It's incredible. Okay, so the first vault will be a trader. It'll be Hoth and Irate, and you pick which one of them, and then they get to go do a trade with the money that you funded with the keys. And can this trade be any trade?
It could only be for the actual. So each vault will have a single. Right now it's only whatever. It's only a single asset. So in this case, it'd be Rapstate ETH. But yeah, I could add like all the different assets that Curve USD supports. It's just this was really whipped up quickly. Like I think it was like a day. But yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be who can enter and exit the Rapstate ETH position the best. Is gonna decide our winner on the Thunderdome match next week.
Yeah, I think we should do like a 1 week period or something though. But I think it's something fun that Llamas could kind of do, and it's just like I don't know.
Oh, it's just entertainment. Oh my god, I'm watching price ticks. Okay, so is there a way that I can like? Can I like buy all the keys behind Irate, go pump the price, tell him to get out before I dump it, and then like dump on Hoth's head? Do we have enough? Can we swing? Do we have enough capital to swing around to where we can totally manipulate this shit?
So the key price doesn't change, so you're kind of relying solely on his trading ability.
Oh,
so if he doesn't profit, it's
manipulate. Everything is like comes back to a manipulation question.
That's one of my concerns though. For the Frentech vault, because I mentioned that I created a vault similar to this, but for Frentech shares. That Oh no, never mind. Actually, sorry. No, that's not a concern for the Frentech vault. But it is a concern for something else that I was considering doing. I was gonna just quickly whip together this little like Frentech casino thing where you could pool together shares, wrapped Frentech shares, and then gamble them. Because I was experimenting with randomness too, and looking to, because Paradigm published a paper, and I wanted to implement their usage of the blocks is Randall, which is a source of randomness that's very hard to manipulate. And I was like, okay, well, what if people could pool together their shares, and then there's like one winner or whatever. But I don't know if anyone here has tried Looks Rare's like YOLO product, or if they've tried CS:GO skin gambling in the past. But the idea is that let's just say you have $100 skin. Actually, I could just share it real quick on the stream. I'm not affiliated with Looks Rare, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so the idea here is you would put in ETH or whatever, and the value of whatever you put in also increases your chances of winning. So if the pool has 0.5 ETH and then you add 0.5 ETH as your bet, you have a 50% chance of winning. And I was thinking about doing something similar for Frentech shares, but the shares are pretty easily manipulatable or manipulated. The price, the share price. But yeah, PYK would definitely love to chat with you and Blanche later. Front end wise, that's been our greatest weakness, but definitely taking a very serious look at that because we could build contracts like all day. I think in the past month we probably built like 4 or 5 apps.
Well, we just made a connection, Hoth. I know it kind of makes me light up inside when I see a J.Page connection like we just did between KP and Blanche. And okay, hold on. Go back to the Frentech thing. I want to know so I can buy shares of somebody who's good at Frentech and like just coattail off of them. So that's kind of my strength is like just coattailing, as you've probably figured out by now.
Yeah, you're pretty talented at that, Coxie.
This is really cool. So initially it will only be one asset, but you could picture it if we get some traction or if everyone likes this that we could do any asset that you could borrow against on Curve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I could just write like a new vault around it if I need to. As I mentioned, Frentech, I already finished that yesterday. But pull up the screen.
Like, it's really crazy to watch as you've kind of got these like key infrastructure contracts that launch. Just how quickly you're able to spin stuff up right now.
Thanks, Hoth. Yeah, the first few months we were working on Wrapped ERC 721, and NFTs were like a newish space for me to build in, and it was great to just explore and get to know what existed and things like that. But I've been doing building in DeFi for a while, so it was great to just be able to go back to doing what I've known. And I think things are only going to get faster as we get our infra together. As I mentioned, a ton of if this were the bull, I'm pretty sure those apps would have actually resulted in material gain, but
First 3 days.
I'm not super worried though because we're building all this now because when it really does matter, when what you build matters or has things could get really great really quickly, right? Like I was with Redacted at the beginning, and actually not when they raised the treasury, but I participated in that, and in like 1 or 2 weeks they raised $100 million, and they're not like they weren't an uncommon case, right? So,
Anons on the internet try to buy the Constitution, so once the tides change, it changes quickly.
I think we're just all like PTSD'd out right now from the bear, so But yeah,
Yeah.
that's why we're also offering refunds too for the Rumas. Because yeah, if you need a refund for the Rumas, just reach out to me. No issues with after we burn the Rumas, you can get a refund. And yeah, I mean, there'll always be room for you later. But yeah, we just want to make sure everyone's okay. Like, we're not here to, make a quick buck. But definitely want to be with, people who believe in us and also see the value in keeping your nose to the grindstone until things or the conditions improve. Because, yeah, as I mentioned, change is quick.
And that's like the most anti-Cogsy statement I've heard all week. He's like trying to build his pyramid. Yeah, he's like, get my notional passes, and I'll make a pyramid scheme. And KP's being all wholesome about crypto. It's great.
Like, I'm trying to build this pyramid on top of J.Page, and he's chipping away at the foundation under me.
No, you're. But I was just going to quickly say, I see like a lot of complaints on Twitter and stuff about like how things should be done. So now's our chance, the people who are left, to try to see if we really are sticking to our guns, right, and doing things. Like, fees have been a huge fascination for me after being at Redacted, especially after Pyrex, because with Pyrex, it was originally a project that I brought in, and we were able to negotiate a share of the fees, even though from the DAO itself. And even that tiny slice that we got, it was a pretty small amount, but we were able to, all the people who originally worked on Pyrex, received like a very healthy salary. And so I was thinking, I was like, imagine if all the fees actually were split amongst token holders and the team members, and instead of like people dumping tokens at each other. So yeah, I think would like to experiment with things like that.
Hey, speaking of dumping tokens, I have an announcement.
Curve. He doesn't even own the llama that he's using as a profile picture. Change it out, Cogsy.
Curve is outrunning ETH on the day. Is there something wrong? What's broken right now? That was it. What I wanted to say. So I wanted to ask you about the friend tech thing. Sorry, I had my headphones off for a minute. I had to go chase this kid. In the friend tech J.Page leverage deal, in the trader, like the backing concept, the vault. When I go
the friend tech vaults aren't leveraged, by the way.
Unleveraged. Okay, I go to base. I go to the J.Page page on base, and then I go buy. Like, I just type in the person's Twitter handle or whatever, and then I can go find the guy, and then like just buy. Would it automatically buy the shares that they buy?
No, yeah, that's a really good question. So I've only written the contracts, but I mean that could be an interesting. Yeah, would love suggestions and ideas like this from the community, because right now all it does is it just has. So it's very similar to how the current vaults, or the vaults I showed you guys, works. So someone has to launch the vaults, probably the FriendTech account itself. And then from there, people could buy the vault's keys, and whenever that FriendTech account buys shares, what happens is it tracks all of the shares that it bought, the amount and the cost and all of that, and it does accounting to determine whether there's profit or not when those shares are later sold. And if there's profit, then it's distributed or made claimable by the key holders.
All right, cool. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm not 100% sure about it because the fees are so high. I can't imagine too many profitable, unless besides the bots, like profitable shares traders. But yeah, if you guys know of any, like, let me know. Let us know. Yeah. So okay. So after this, so the token distribution. I mean, the Ruma sales is going to end on the 15th, and then after that, I'm going to work on the token distribution contracts, or for the initial J.Page token distribution. And then after that, I'm also going to be working on the contract that actually disperses fees or makes fees claimable by people, token holders. And because, yeah, I do think we're going to, hopefully in the next few months, getting to the point where there will actually be fees. Like, for right now, all of the vaults use the router that I've been saying, that I've been building, and it receives 2 basis points. So 0.02%. And if anyone like let's just say Blanche or PYK hosted, token swaps using the router on their website. They'd receive half of those fees, and the rest is sent to will be sent to the fee contract, the J.Page fee contract, where it could be claimed by J.Page token holders. By the way, I don't think we're gonna be called J.Page anymore because one, Cogsy keeps making fun of us, but two, no, that's good. But no, because J.Page is supposed to be like JPEG, right? And I think now that the project scope is kind of broadening, I think maybe we should call ourselves something else. Like I was looking at the Llamas like retrograde because we were always making fun of the astro people, astrology people, but it's it wasn't available. But yeah, well, maybe we'll be called something else. I don't know. Yeah, Mercury. Yeah. Yeah. But okay.
Hey,
So
so
after
just
the tokens are distributed, yeah. What's up?
so just to get back to this trading competition, because my entire clout is on this, I guess. Everyone, everyone's has mana vested me into this competition.
You get to step down as founder if you lose.
I know.
Llama founder.
I know. It's gonna be a pretty big week next week when the Llamas dumps me. But yeah, so like if is this like something that we could open up to the community, and if obviously it's keeping the price low so people aren't getting wrecked, but would we be able to do like 10v10 or anything along those lines?
Yeah, so the tournament is actually it's kind of like an informal thing. It's actually not handled in the contracts. The tournament itself, I mean, but the vaults buying and selling is. But yeah, I definitely. If anyone else wants to join, hopefully by next week or earlier, because I'm trying to add more things to the front end so that it actually looks cool. Because that's why we didn't really share. Because I actually have a different front end now, but it looks pretty bad. But you'll be able to create your own vault if you want to. Yeah, you'll be able to create your own vault if you want to, and then specify the key price. And you could I guess you could everyone could join, and there'll be a leaderboard and everything. So I guess we can give out Rumas too, for the top the top traders and stuff. And then
that'd be cool.
Publicly shame people who get liquidated on the calls.
Oh, that's gonna be me. Yeah, cool. So say I'm like a Bitcoin maxi. Could there potentially be options on next week when we do this, or is it just gonna be who can dismount off the balance beam the best?
So you said Bitcoin, as in you want to go long Bitcoin on.
I'm just if it's anything you can borrow curve against, I'm gonna hopefully be able to go hassle and some crazy leverage product like X ETH from Aladdin, or if I could use Bitcoin or just another a way to hopefully be able to take down irate.
So you could actually, by next week, I could definitely add all of these assets that you see here on the screen. Maybe not regular ETH or something. I don't know, but yeah, you definitely could. Oh yeah, you did mention Aladdin as well. I still need to take a look at it, and then would love to chat with them about integrating. But right now, it's just CurveUSD. You get 8x leverage.
Yeah, because you'd have to be able to loop it, which means you have to be able to borrow against it. So hopefully Curve opens up LP borrowing soon.
Yeah, there aren't much fees right now, but all the swapping is going through the J.Page router, and eventually that would have been claimable by token holders. But yeah, it's just CurveUSD right now. But I don't think it'd be hard to add really any asset. It obviously it depends.
Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to get every edge I can to beat irate. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. I mean, I see BlackJesus is here. Would love to hear about his GMACH. I mean, they just launched, right? I mean, if there aren't other things. But yeah, there'll be more details for J.Page. I wrote up like a paragraph. I mean, the other guys saw it, but I'll post on the monthly update. But yeah, I don't want to take up too much time on the call so that other people could share.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we could if we're putting people on the spot, we could talk to BlackJesus. We could talk to KMETS is here from Aladdin. Who and if there's anyone else who wants to, hop up. Faustine can talk about curve stuff if he wants to. Whatever you guys want to do, we can just like hang out now and just like talk about cool shit.
Thank you for the update, KP. I think it went really well for me. I think my J.Page distribution is looking up. Look at my Rumas are looking good. I do have the rarest Ruma. I will not be giving it away during any of those competitions. I use it for emojis and for my recording bot.
Chad.
Who wanted to? Who did you want to harass first, Hoth?
We could. I mean, we could hear about Poland. If we want to talk to Dina. Just kidding.
I don't think Dina is like speaking to us right now.
I think she just woke up. Yeah.
Why wouldn't I?
I DM'd you for some high-res pictures of the llama icon 48 hours ago, and I haven't heard back. She just ghosted me.
Was it 48? No. It was at 3:16 in the morning.
3:16? I don't sleep.
Those are Cogsy hours. He never sleeps.
Great to know. No, but I have nothing to report on Poland other than the fact that I missed it. I missed it so much. I had to drive in New York City yesterday. I wasn't too thrilled about that.
Oh, man.
Like 5 miles per hour, stop and go.
No, everyone's stupid. Everyone's so stupid. I kept hiding for cutting someone off. It's like, you saw my signal. Why are you crying?
All right, should I harass you about auction house, or did I do that effectively 2 weeks ago? And I said, well, I'll just do a refresher. I said, auction house V2 when? And you said, it's coming soon, and then you stopped talking.
It is coming soon. There are 2 of them, actually.
2?
Yes.
What the hell? She's already beating you, KP.
Sorry, what happened?
No. KP and I are working together on this.
No, she's buying like BMWs on it. There's a new BMW every week now. What are you guys paying her?
But yeah, one of the auction houses is with it's with another partner, and yeah, we're kind of waiting on like we're doing some cross protocol teamwork, which makes us go a little bit slower sometimes. KMETS, congrats on FXN launching yesterday. It looked really cool. Don't want to put you on the spot, but if you want to just kind of teach us about the broad strokes, that could be really cool.
Yeah, happy to. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Yeah, so we launched the TGE for the governance token for FX protocol, FXN, and you can trade it on Curve, or there's also Convex, CVX, FXN, and today StakeDAO launched their SD FXN liquid locker. So going to be pretty cool. So you know, if folks have one of the ways to get the FXN token, if folks are interested, well, I guess I'll go over the protocol here just very briefly, so folks have an understanding of what FX is. If you haven't been familiar with it yet, so FX is a protocol that basically takes ETH tokens, basically staked ETH, and splits it into 2 parts. There's a high volatility token, which is called XETH, and then there's a low volatility token, which is like a stable coin called FETH. And XETH basically absorbs all the price movement from ETH, and then so FETH only moves at like 10% of the price movements of ETH. So you basically get an Ethereum native stablecoin. There's no centralized exposure to sovereign banking system or anything like that. So really cool for ETH maxis, and that's been up in the minting of FETH and XETH. Those have been active for about a month now, and we've got over like $3 million in TVL in the system. And XETH is really interesting. We kind of think of it as like a DeFi primitive, really the whole system. XETH, basically, it's a non-liquidatable, no funding, leveraged perpetual contract on ETH. And so XETH right now is, based on the system's collateral ratios, is giving you about a 3x price exposure to ETH. So it kind of a cool...
So I could swap for this on Curve. I don't have to care about funding rates, or like, can I get liquidated?
It's a very low probability that you would get liquidated, mainly just because we have some pretty heavy-duty safety modules in the system. And so we have, if you mint FETH, you have a couple of options for FETH. You can actually take up that stablecoin product and you can put it in a rebalance pool, which we have on the website. And by putting it in there, it basically, you kind of agree to sort of, in exchange for putting it in the rebalance pool, we will pay you these staked ETH emissions directly to these. So it's like single-sided staked stablecoin that's receiving staked ETH rewards. But in exchange, the protocol, you kind of like are locking your token in for, right now it's 2 weeks, but we'll actually be shortening the period. But you lock it in for 2 weeks, and if the collateral ratio of the whole system drops below 130, we basically your FETH gets turned back into staked ETH, and so it increases the collateral ratio of the whole system. Basically, you can kind of think of this whole thing as like a big giant collateralized debt position. Like if we all pooled our money together and put it in liquidity or something like that. And so FETH is kind of like the borrowed amount, and the XETH is sort of the equity above that. So it's
cool. So
yeah, go ahead.
That's awesome. I was just so I was just gonna say that a stability module kind of reminded me of a liquidity. This is so that's cool. So and all this will be on Curve, where you can swap to FETH, you can swap to XETH, and then you can also park up both of them back in the protocol, or can you only do FETH?
Yeah, so FETH, you can park it back in the protocol. You don't have to pair it up with anything else to provide liquidity or anything. So FETH can be single-sided staked. XETH and FETH both have liquidity pools on Curve that you can put those into, and then if you like, you can put them into Concentrator. And Concentrator right now is paying out, gosh, last I checked this morning, the FETH CRV USD vault was paying out something like 45% in a Frax ETH, and same thing with the XETH ETH pool. So those are just some of the options, and we'll have a few other things that we'll be rolling out here in the not too distant future. We will actually be putting out another rebalance pool for XETH, and so that'll be a way for you to like single-sided stake the leveraged version of ETH, and actually get paid to hold it.
That's absolutely wild.
Yeah. So we're really excited about it. It's been pretty exciting few days here with some of the partnerships we developed, and the Convex guys sort of figured it out really early on and wanted to jump at it. But it's going well so far. So
Oh man.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I think this is it's an awesome new Lego to play with. I can really picture a lot of protocols using these two products.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. We think there's a lot of potential. We kind of view it as like really a whole new DeFi primitive in general, and so I think there's a lot of opportunities to integrate FETH and XETH into, man, just the sky's the limit, really. So should be cool. So if folks have like any additional questions or whatever, you know, they can always DM me or hop in the Aladdin Discord, or reach out to any of the members of the A team or whoever. So we love talking to folks about FX.
Yeah, man, appreciate you allowing us to put you on the spot today.
Oh yeah, no problem, man.
Glad you came. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on without any kind of warning.
It's good time. You guys are nice.
Cool. So let's put a Jesus on the spot, and I'm here about the new upcoming launch of GBOT.
I had to clear off my table. Right now, we had a great test session when we were on the test net. We were on the main net right now. I got to finish the whitelist for a couple of our llamas, so they'll be able to test out the bot now. It's looking real good, really actually fast. We're gonna also announce our partnership with Gelato, because that's who we're leveraging for our gasless trades. So
Killer.
Arbi Gelato. I also dropped some material. Now that we're actually on the main net, I can actually speak a little bit more about the architecture of the bot. As you can see, we leveraged EIP 5564. That's a stealth wallet address protocol. So our users are going to also be granted a level of privacy and protection. I also posted the the Twitter link of Tony Washtar. He actually wrote the EIP. Vitalik Buterin is really very big on these stealth addresses, and I'm just really happy that we got a product that's actually ready to ship, and we're gonna start getting users and helping this new where people can trade and don't have to have the cumbersomeness of MetaMask in a secure way. It's just really exciting.
Yeah, so can you talk about stealth wallets and key management and all that on a GBOT?
Okay. With key management, we don't store any keys of the users. We use the stealth wallet derivative. So with the stealth wallet derivative, it's like a 3-key system. It's based off your initial wallet, and that's where they derive the key from. That only they store and they have. Nothing's ever saved on the servers. So so it's like very, very, very secure system for our users. And also with stealth wallets, you have a lot of privacy. So it's baked in with the privacy of it when we're leveraging our stealth address wallet system.
That's awesome. So you can could you just kind of explain how the stealth wallet architecture works in case anyone hasn't been keeping up on this? Like, is it all on housed in one wallet, and then the movement to a new wallet being funded? How does that work compared to if I used Tornado or whatever?
Oh, okay. Okay, well, with the stealth wallet system architecture, it allows the initial funder to know that happened, but the funds are automatically obfuscated, so they don't know exactly who the sender is with the confirmation. So you won't be able to confirm who the sender and the receiver is unless you have the 3-key system. So you need the key from the person's wallet, and then you would need 3 other private keys, which is virtually, probability scale is probably like an edge case, probably a 0.001 or something like that for that occurrence. But but pushing forward, it's the most secure architecture we can have, and just for V1, but for V2. We're going completely smart contract wallets, and allow people to see something. But one of our things is using these EIPs and implementing them in real tech, so people can understand the actual power of the EIPs and they're doing their purpose and what they're supposed to be doing.
I think that's a pretty important EIP, and it's like absolutely fantastic to watch you guys pioneer it and be one of the first to take it on. Could you kind of talk about I recall the last time we had you up, you were talking about an LLM AI capability within a GBOT. Did you guys ever make that?
Oh, well, actually, that's actually good because actually some of the Llamas are helping us out with this build out. We actually have a product that runs kind of in tandem with GBOT called Alpha Intelligence. Right now, it's actually able to plug in, find undervalued tokens, do statistical analysis on market trends and data, and give actionable information for you to trade on. It's going to be integrated completely with GBOT, so you'll be able to do actionable trades. So you can kind of set it up like, okay, I want these undervalued tokens. How many buyers? Okay, we're going to because it also has like security analyst tools, so you can use natural language to find out if a wallet has ever been used in any money laundering, or a contract is a honeypot, or like a lot of different data points. And so
cool shit.
Oh yeah, Alpha Intelligence is actually really cool. If anybody actually wants to try it out, it's in production. You're allowed 3 queries before you have to prove that you're a GMACH holder. And once you're a GMACH holder, you're in the Telegram Discord. You actually have access to the bot in your DeFi journey. But we're gonna the end goal for that thing is to kind of be like Jarvis, but with actual trades. But it's actually, if you go to the thing, it actually has some real cool stuff. Like it's actually really cool because like if you use like what is it, OpenAI, even with some of the plugins, you don't get the full functionality of active agents and allowing it to recursively loop back and use reasoning to come up with some great actionable information.
So that takes me to agents and crypto. Are you guys building out any sort of tools that would allow the AI to process transactions or make trades on my behalf? Like if I told it to?
That is in the Kanban. That is a part of the plan.
Oh, cool shit, man.
No, just the tool kits that we're building and being able to integrate these things right now, and what we're learning is going to make us be able to make phenomenal products, and also be allowing others to see certain things and see that these things are possible, and there's going to be iterations and it's going to be explosive. I can see it.
For our
congrats.
own horn situation, Hawthorne here. You've got you completed one badge, right? BlackJesus, and you got another one. Another badge opened up. You're still wrapping on the testing of the mainnet GBOT testing. So you got like 3 open badges rolling right now.
Yeah. No, I've also like recommended the Llamas to other people now. I believe this anonymous workforce that we have has extremely good legs, and because certain stuff is just hard to get certain people to do stuff, and if it's already vetted and you got great work and people doing good things consistently, it's just a wonderful situation for everybody involved.
Yeah, completely agree with that. We can help each other out of the bear market in like somewhat really cool ways, I think.
No, it's time. Everybody sounds so cliche, but it's true. Bear market are for builders. I was talking to one guy. He showed me this thing, and he was like, "Man, I'd have just put I think it was like $300 in the PEPE. I'd have got $1 million." And I said, "No, man, I think you got to really look at this thing here, bro. Anybody who actually probably invested in PEPE at that low of a price, you didn't leave or pack up. Even if it's some degenerate meme coin stuff, you didn't pack up like everybody else, and you
round trip that shit."
Oh shit! That's a sad story. But like I said, you get a benefit if you're around. If you're around, you have to be around when everybody's packing up and thinking nothing's here. And then most people who think nothing's here, they honestly don't use the technology. That's really what it is. But everybody.
Yeah, I think this is also like the time to find your crew too. Like all of us who are still here actually believe in this. We're not like tourists, so I think it's a great time to to meet people.
Definitely.
Well, cool, man. Congrats on your mainnet launch, and would you like to talk about any thing that we haven't asked you?
Let me see. Got the launch coming. We're going to surprise the community, but the front end, our new front end with rebranding should be done this week, and I believe it looks amazing. That's about it. Because we just got a couple things, just like people we got some things coming down the pipeline that would really just keep an eye out for us. Because always remember, GMACH is a complete suite of DeFi primitives that allow to play with the DeFi Legos. So we're gonna have some surprises for people.
You guys got crazy play like on Twitter, and yesterday and the day before, like there was people like coming into the Discord like asking about it. Like it was you, and there was some other thing, Hawthorne, where they were like we had like 8 people ask if they were getting token distributions. Something else that was like blowing up on. So anytime that people ask for GMACH tokens, I just send them to you, BlackJesus. I just tell them to just DM you, and I said he just hands the shit out like it's candy. Just send him, hit him up. He doesn't mind.
I'm the GMACH man. He can have it.
I know, God, it cracks me up. Like there's been this a tester badge for like a month, and everyone's like, I want my tokens, and it's like, dude, you just had to go make some trades on a testnet. Like shit. Like how easy is that?
And I think when we're gonna do some looking for some different grants as different L2s, just so we can deploy, so we'll be on more than just one chain. I'll also probably look into because they have these what do they call, like incentive grants where you can just incentivize usage. I'll probably look into giving like a boost to llama holders when it comes to the incentives too. Also, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, dude, me too. That's amazing. Well, cool. Fantastic to hear from you, BlackJesus. And is anyone else want to hop up, or what do you guys? We can keep just hanging out, or we can call it. Up to you guys.
I have one question because I've been out of the loop. I've been busy. I just have a question because I was hearing when I came in, I was hearing things about J.Page, and from the little bit that I was hearing, it sounds like I need to buy more Rambas or get a hold of a token. Can somebody inform me of what I need to do?
Thanks, Jesus. No, I'm really excited for GMACH, but yeah, I think we've been pretty, conservative about the Roomba sales, but okay, so the great thing is the fees that are earned are going to be split amongst circulating tokens. So even if we sell just 1% of the tokens, that 1% will get 50% of all the fees. So you don't have to worry about buying the tokens. But I mean, yeah, it's up to you. I mean, we are going to be issuing the rest of the tokens as user incentives and stuff. So even if you just use the products, you can earn tokens too. So, but yeah, would love to discuss how we could maybe integrate leverage trading into GMACH. But yeah, I mean, if you guys don't have that already.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
8x.
talking about. Well, can we let me know? We would love leverage trading, and I would love to I don't even need the rest of my guys. I can call this shot right now. So just know, GMACH, we're 100% interested. Let us know what we need to integrate, and we're ready for that.
All right, thanks, Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna add you on Discord. But yeah, also please send wrap steak ETH. I need that to pump. Did you see our vaults? I think it's just staying at the same buying price that I'm looking at it right now. The current price is 1908. Well, yeah, let me just copy and paste the link for everybody. If you want to see that, Cogsy. But yeah, you can see the performance of the vault in real time. It's actually, yeah, it just keeps going down. The other day when I was demoing this to the Hoth and Cogs and a few other llamas, I literally top ticked wrap steak ETH and then sold at the bottom before it pumped. Yeah. Yeah,
Man,
hopefully
that's just,
mistake.
it's just the classic crypto move, right? Buy high, sell low.
Yeah, I tried to avoid embarrassment because I was sharing with you guys, but it ended up just would actually be profitable right now. But yeah. But yeah, the cool thing for the leverage trades too, Jesus, is so we added this thing where if you refer swaps, then you'll receive half of the swap fees. And since the Curve USD leverage contracts use the swap contract, the router contract to handle its swaps, you can actually get half of that. Unless you're already charging fees for those from your users somehow, some other way. But yeah, just
I like this. This is awesome.
Oh, so that actually... Wait, is that Cogsy? Yeah, never mind, that's Cogsy. I thought you were looking at the wrapped ERC 721 repo. But yeah, yeah, I think in the last announcement, so we're going to include this in the announcement too, but deployed wrapped ERC 721, and there's a llama in there still, and it's still... No one has stolen it yet, so it looks like we should be fine. But
We're
yeah.
in the clear. Nobody's gone that obscure on the theft yet. They haven't figured out that we had to go. You got to go deeper.
Yeah, I don't even know what's in there. But could GMACH trade NFTs yet? Because I think that could be really interesting.
No, we actually don't. We don't have that. We do not have that. That would actually be cool.
Well, yeah, I think the volume's not great right now for the market, but potentially worth adding later. But yeah, really excited. Congrats again on the launch.
Oh, definitely. And I was gonna ask you one thing. And what needs to be done so we can get GMACH leverage trending? So people can leverage on GMACH.
So is GMACH it on mainnet?
Yes.
Okay. So I already have the contracts written. What you need to do is you just have to call the Okay, so right now it goes through Curve USD's controller contracts directly, and then it has our leverage trading contracts as the callbacker. So then so what will happen is you'll open a loan on the Curve contract, and then it will automatically call our leverage contract, which will then swap out any debt for the asset, and then you'll like what we've written because it's more efficient than Curve, and at greater sizes, the multiplier is pretty consistent. It's like if you go on Curve, you can open leverage positions too, but the leverage multiplier decreases as the size goes up, and it's I think it's because of, unless their front end, like however they're simulating, they're just doing static calls is wrong. I don't think so. It's probably because the constraints of just having Curve liquidity. But anyway, yeah, I saw that you DM'd me, so I'll reach out. But yeah, I feel like it'd be great for more llamas to work together. Like I'm talking to PYK right now and Blanche and Jesus. This thing's like a founder matchmaking thing.
Yeah, cross poll.
J.Page, J.Page.
We should have called Llamas J.Page. They did a founder matchmaking.
I knew it was going to come true from the beginning. You guys laughed at me for the last 6 months about it being a dating site, and it just can't. I made it come true.
I know Cogs is ready.
Hilarious.
Did you see the FTV candle on GMACH?
I love how you're just like totally
Wait, what is that?
doxing poor FTV.
I know how much he bought, so I could just go. I checked the chain.
I love how he like comes out of his like COVID illness and just like max buys GMACH. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, FTV's been AFK for like 4 months, and then he just comes out of the woodwork on the day that BlackJesus is like feature his GQ cover came out. Did you guys see that? I'm sure you did. I posted it, but BlackJesus was on the cover of GQ, and then we got all this play, all this Twitter stuff going on, and they're in there, and then FTV just out of nowhere, just whatever he had in his wallet, just max send GMACH.
I'm just glad I'm glad he's back. I think the market it needs FTV's energy. He's such a degenerate. It's amazing.
Oh, now I gotta find that that Twitter post of your GQ cover.
Yeah, that was so fucking great.
I'll post it in the channel when we get done, KP.
Oh, I was so tickled when somebody made that shit. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I couldn't stop laughing when I first saw it. It's so good.
Okay, is there any kind of crazy super secret alpha that you're gonna drop after I turn off the recording, Hawthorne?
I think we talked about it all today.
Because we were hiding the auction house stuff, and then Panda dropped a tiny little breadcrumb alpha about grant stuff in general yesterday.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He was talking to Gandalf about it.
Oh, yeah. Cool. I did read that.
And then I've been harassing Dina on a daily basis about trying to get her to leak more about the auction house deal, but she won't do it. What about your possibility of automation of some badge stuff?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what we're building toward. Is like having a completely automated marketplace for badges and allowing for but badges to also kind of be like have more like a art to them, so you can like appreciate it. We've been talking with a really awesome artist who does a generative like contracts to do art, and he seems pretty keen on it. So we're gonna hopefully like land that, and then keep trucking.
So there's a little teaser there. That's a little alpha teaser about possible badge art.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess this is a good time too to talk about the special graze with a curve cap, or known as a Garrett in a real life.
Yeah, I'll post that right now.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna have
next week, Wednesday, right?
Yeah, and then we're gonna hopefully be able to peer pressure like him into hopping into our trading tournament too. Isn't it next Wednesday? This upcoming Wednesday? What is that? October 4th or something like that? I've been looking at your canvas so much, I forget the date.
Sorry, I was trying to get it pasted over. I can't talk while I'm copy pasting because I just typed 7s because I have it bound to a num key. So anyway, it's very complicated, but I'm going to spam it now. I was waiting to spam the curve cap special until the end of this call, so I wasn't like trying to, because I've got so many lined up. We have 3 calls lined up at one time, so I was trying to not get confusing. But it's fireside chat, I think, is like the concept, the starting concept. But now you guys are kind of taking, you and KP have wrested control away from me and decided that you want Garrett to compete in an online hackathon.
I mean,
like,
trading competition.
Trading competition live on call. Oh yeah, Irate's been on that couch before, several times.
Yeah, don't use a blacklight, anyone.
God.
Oh man, all right. I just canceled myself.
I will post the link for this one in, and then I'm hopefully going to get Garrett to do a little shameless promotion for us. But I haven't really I don't know. I mean, obviously he's going to lead he's just going to do like a dissertation, and we're all just going to be standing around listening intently and looking up at him.
But we're going to humanize him with this trading tournament that we can hopefully peer pressure him into, and it's all going to be perfectly balanced, and it'll be awesome and hilarious.
Right, I just
guys,
it everywhere.
Appreciate you coming to the Graze.
Yeah, sorry we got a long one. I'm definitely going to have my work cut out for me on the first one, where I have to have some sort of an image on the YouTube page, and then I have to do timestamps. So yeah, I've got another 2 full days. I'll just be working straight through until the special Graze with Garrett, to get this YouTube recording perfect for Panda, because I gotta keep my job, right?
I know. He is a cruel master.
Yeah, he's like pretty much the biggest asshole CEO I've ever been around. All right, thanks guys. I'm gonna run into my closet. You have a special name for my closet, and turn off my burner laptop.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, I'm really glad that Curve didn't get hacked this time, and or like all the other market-ending catastrophes that usually happen on the Graze. They didn't happen. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Talk soon.